Mrs. B here, and this is part 2 of the Easter story. Who is the most important person in the Easter story? So, who are the people in the painting? Which one is Jesus? How do you know which person might be Judas and why? So, stop the video, have a good look at all the people. This is Judas. He's somewhere in the picture, and study the faces. Were you right? So this is a famous picture called The Last Supper, and it is a late 15th century mural painting, which means it's huge and it goes on the wall, by an Italian artist called Leonardo da Vinci. And there is Judas right here. You can stop the video and look at all the other disciples as well. So what did Judas do? So on Palm Sunday, he tells the chief priests and the elders where Jesus is. They pay Judas 30 pieces of silver. Judas betrays Jesus. After the Last Supper, Maundy Thursday, in the Garden of Gethsemane, Judas arrives with a great crowd with swords and clubs, sent by the chief priests and the elders of the people. Judas approaches Jesus, greets him and kisses him, and they seize Jesus, and the disciples flee. They deny knowing Jesus. And there is Judas kissing Jesus, identifying him to the soldiers. The next morning, Good Friday, Jesus is tried and condemned to die by crucifixion. By the afternoon, he is dead. So here's some things to think about. Did Jesus have full knowledge of what Jesus was doing? Judas worked with Jesus himself to bring about what Jesus wanted to happen, God's will. Was Judas simply a bad guy and listened to the devil? Did Judas want Jesus to rise up and become king? So, task 2. You're going to write a diary entry and pretend to be Judas. So you're going to create a diary entry about how you felt during Holy Week when you betrayed Jesus to the high chiefs. The start of the diary has been written for you. So there it is, Dear Diary, when Jesus came back from the desert. You're going to include this information, explain how you felt, your feelings. When Jesus returned from the desert and all the people waved their palms, how did you feel? He was getting all that lovely attention. At the Last Supper, and how Jesus knew you would betray him, how did Jesus know these things? Were you shocked? Were you angry? Were you surprised? When you took the 30 pieces of silver and betrayed him, how did you feel taking the money? Did you feel that that was the right thing to do, or were you glad to get the money? Why did you do it? When Jesus was arrested in the Garden of Gethsemane, so when you saw Jesus being arrested, what emotions did you feel at that time? Were you happy? Were you sad? Were you shocked? Did you regret everything you had done? And how you felt when Jesus was condemned to die on the cross? What did you feel then? So the last one I want you to think about as a reflection. So would Jesus still have been crucified had he not been betrayed by Judas? What Christian values did Jesus show and explain why? And these are our Christian values. Okay, that's it, the end. Have fun, and I can't wait to read your diary entries.